My awakening is dark. Perhaps I just don't dream much, but unless something really special happens, I always seem to have the same dream. What I imagine are swords. I don't know why it is, but this is the only thing that comes into my mind. There's no meaning or reason to it. It may just be one of the aspects making up Imiyashiro. There are no dreams to dream. The only things I recall from sleep are things I was taught a long time ago. For example, about magi. Even if I'm an amateur, if I'm a magus, it's only natural for me to understand the kind of world I live in. To put it simply, a magus is an exception in conflict with modern society. But even exceptions must band together to survive. Father told me that the group of magi is called the Magic Association. He also said that I shouldn't associate with them. The group called the Magic Association hides magic and organizes magi. They basically keep watch to see that magi do not affect society with magic, but the strange part is that they do not prohibit misuse of magic. According to Kiritsugu, the Magic Association is only interested in the concealment of magic. Even if a magus carries out his research at the expense of the lives of many ordinary people, the Magic Association will not punish him. Their priority is that magic should not become public, so they do not ban magic. So, they're crazy people who think that you can do anything as long as you don't get caught. Anyway, the surveillance of the Magic Association is thorough. Most magical research would cost the lives of ordinary people, and as a result, the existence of magic would become public. So, the association does not allow research that would harm society. So magi stay at home and research quietly, while the normal world carries on unmolested. Hence, magi only try to hide themselves to escape the association. So perhaps, I just don't know it, and a magus lives in this town. Or many magi. I hear Fuyuki City is a spiritually excellent area. Such an area always has a distinguished magus with a history. They are called the second owner, an elite, and the association entrusts the area to them. Magi who would live in the area must visit them and obtain their permission to construct a workshop. Looking at it like that, we're thieves living here without the permission of the landlord. Father was an outlaw who cut his ties with the association and moved here without the consent of the administrator of Fuyuki. The owner doesn't know that Emiya Kiritsugu was a magus, and Kiritsugu didn't know who the owner was. With reasoning like that, I think our position is ambiguous. Father, the real magus, has passed away. And you're nothing but a lowly amateur magus, Shiro. And I, his son and pupil, don't know the Magic Association and have not the skill to be a magus. From the association's point of view, they would want to catch an amateur like me doing things, but I've seen no movement yet. No, I've heard that Japan is relatively hidden from the eyes of the association, so I don't think I've just not been found out. Or I've not been found out. But that doesn't mean I can let my guard down. People say that the eyes of the association are everywhere. On top of that, if you commit a crime with magic, the heretic hunters of the church will come after you. That just means that whatever you use magic for, lack of care will create enemies. I, Imiyashiro, just have to study independently, taking that into account. I wake up to the sun shining through the window. The sun may have just risen, as it's still a bit dark outside. I'm really not good in the mornings. I get up, trying not to be defeated by the morning chill, and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. One of my strengths is waking up at this time, no matter how late I go to sleep. I do sometimes make mistakes and wake up late like yesterday, but I usually wake up early. I think alarm clocks are degenerate, so I haven't used one since I was a kid. Alright, breakfast. Since I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, I have to return the favor this morning. I should finish preparing before Sakura arrives. I cook rice and make some miso soup. It was radish and carrot yesterday, so I make onion and potato miso soup today. Oof. I also make the usual broth egg and broth boil, and I'm done. I cut and salt the celery, and stop just before cooking it. Alright, that should do it. It's almost 6 o'clock. I finished earlier than expected, so I have some extra time. So, what should I do? Do I have to make these fucking decisions for you? I guess there wasn't even a decision there. I thought there might be, but I guess not. Whatever. Yeah, I guess I can train a bit if I have this much time. The morning exercises are my daily routine, so I'll go and stretch my body a bit. The empty dojo is quiet enough to brace myself. In the morning, when the sun has just risen, the silence has a holy feel to it that fascinates those who come here. Well, there's only one thing to do now that I'm here. Since Kiritsugu died, this place has become a gym to train my body. Even a magus cannot neglect to train their body. One of the requirements for a magus is to have excellent physical abilities. While Kiritsugu was alive, we had many matches here. Well, it was pretty much him beating on me, so I didn't learn anything about how to win in a fight. But I think I learned the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, I was taught the difference between killing your opponent and beating your opponent. Knowledge and experience are different. Unless I know in advance, it's hard to tell whether I'm involved in a fight or a murder. It's a simple story. As long as you learn the magic, you might destroy yourself, and times will come when you have to fight. For a magi, a fight means killing each other. So I think what Kiritsugu wanted to teach me was to prepare my mind for the prospect of death. But it's been a while since my teacher passed away. On my own, all I can do are simple exercises that anyone could do. Well then, let's do this properly. After warming up by stretching, I start my exercises, keeping my attention inside my body. I comprehend the flow of the magic circuit, the friction in my bones, the distortion in my thinking during fatigue, all while I'm training. 120, 150, 170. Oh my god. Even a simple push-up can be training for the magic circuit if I put on mental shackles instead of mental weights. If I put on mental shackles instead of metal weights. Mental weights. What would that even mean? As I don't have a teacher, exercise like that of club's morning practice is an unimportant part of training. Oh god. Oh, Sakura came to see us. Like usual. Good morning, Senpai. Have you finished preparing breakfast already? Yeah, breakfast is done. All that's left is setting up the table and cooking the fish. Oh, I'll help then. I'll prepare the dishes. Sakura is cheerful. And behind that admirable junior is her. Oh, the smell of Shiro's omelet. I see you're making breakfast this morning. Fujine moved slowly to the table. Well, that aside, first I have to cook the fish I prepared. Sakura, can you use the dishes in the middle? That will make it look better. Huh? This one with bumps? Yeah, that. You have to think about the plates too, or you'll be too one-sided. Oh, and the radishes are already grated. Sakura takes out a dish from the back. I think I saw a faint bruise on her wrist when she leaned forward. Hold on, Sakura. Yes, what is it, Senpai? What's that mark on your wrist? Oh. She looks away awkwardly. And that tells me who caused that bruise. Shinji again, huh? What does he think he's doing, beating on his sister? That's right, he needs to get back in that fucking robot. That's not it, Senpai. Well, I fell and hurt myself. I'm a bit slow, you know. So I fall and get hurt a lot. That is a terrible excuse. Don't be so stupid. How can you get a bruise like that from falling over? It seems Shinji isn't tired of getting beat up yet. Sure, what are you talking about? You can't do shit. No, Senpai. This doesn't have anything to do with Nissan. I really did this myself, so you can't get mad. Sakura falls silent. Sakura looks calm, but she is pretty obstinate. It's useless to say anything to her now. Alright, if you say so, I'll leave it at that. But if I see it again, I won't be able to hold back. Yes, I'm sorry, Senpai. Why are you apologizing? It's Shinji's fault. Ellipsis. At the mention of Shinji's name, Sakura looks away awkwardly. In other words, he is the cause of that bruise. Mato Shinji has a bad habit of being hard on his sister, Sakura. I first noticed it about a year ago. Sakura was injured sometimes, and she just evaded my question when I asked about it. When I asked Shinji about it, of all things, he said he was the one who hit Sakura. When I asked him why he hit her, he said that he just hit her because he felt like it. Well, what a douchebag. After that, I got pissed, and did to Shinji what he did to Sakura. Since then, we've been estranged. I still don't regret punching him. I don't think I would either. But I think it's my fault that Sakura is being treated worse. Senpai, Senpai, did you, work things out with Nissan? Huh? Yeah, I did. We didn't have a fight or anything, so it's not like there was anything to work out. It might be like that for you, but Nissan thinks you guys got in a fight, so, well, please be careful. Sakura says strange things sometimes. Be careful. You mean of Shinji? Yeah, why should I worry about him?
先輩を目の敵にしてるって聞きました。先輩が退部するようになったのも兄さんのせいだって。
Yes, I think Nissan thinks of you as an enemy. And he thinks that you quit the club because of him.
それは違う。部活を辞めたのはシンジとは関係ない。いや、そりゃ多少はあったかもしれないけど、そんなのはさくらが気に病むことじゃないぞ。
That's not true.
確かにシンジの言う通りちょっと見苦しいからな、これは。
Me quitting the club had nothing to do with Shinji. Well, maybe a bit, but it's not like something you should worry about. Like Shinji says, this is certainly indecent. I point at my right shoulder. There's a scar there. It happened a year and a half ago. A shipment collapsed on me during work and I hurt my right shoulder. I got out with just a broken bone, but the shipment was a hazardous one and I got a burn on my skin. After that accident, I quit the archery club. My school archery club emphasizes formalities as they let us shoot formally even as students. The men expose their right shoulder when they shoot. Shinji commented that it might be indecent for someone shooting formally to have a scar on their shoulder. Since I was getting busy with work, I quit the archery club right then.
先輩、しつこいようですけど、本当にもう弓は引かないんですか？藤村先生も怪我なんて支障はないって言ってるのに。
Senpai, I might be persistent, but are you really not shooting anymore? Fujimura sensei said your injury shouldn't be a problem.
何を平和な。藤姉は全身骨折しようが支障ないっていうやつだぞ。
What are you saying? Fujine wouldn't think it's a problem even if I broke every bone in my body.
先輩、私真面目な話をしているんです。
Senpai, I'm being serious. Sakura glances up at me like she wants to say something. I should answer seriously too, but I can't give her the answer she wants.
当分は部活をしている余裕はないよ。弓は好きだけど、優先するべきことじゃないし。
Yes, the real reason why he's not doing archery. I don't have time to do club activities for now. I like archery, but it's not something I prioritize, so I'm taking some time off from it.
しばらくってどのくらいですか？
How long is some time? Why does she want you to come back to archery club so bad? I want to see you every day, senpai. Oh my god. Why don't you come to archery club? I guess until I feel like it. Well, I'll try to make it back before you graduate. Welcome me then, Sakura. I pat Sakura's shoulder. Sakura stares blankly for a while, and then... Yeah, she really wants us to come back to archery club. Oh yes, I'll be waiting, senpai. And she nods so powerfully that it seems she might drop the plate she's holding. It's almost 7:30. Sakura and Fujine have already left for their morning club practice. I went to school early yesterday because Issei wanted me to, but I leave my house at the usual time today. What the? I run into an unusual scene when I reach the intersection. Several police cars are parked outside a house. Something must have happened, as it's noisy and lots of people are surrounding the area. I'm curious, but I cannot tell what's going on with all the people surrounding it. I have no time, so I should prioritize school. Mystery. I reach school 10 minutes before the bell. I enter the main gate as usual. Hey, morning, Emiya. I bump into a familiar female student. What, you've not changed yet, Mitsuzuri? It's almost homeroom, so you shouldn't have time to say hello to me.
相変わらず釣れない野郎だね、エミヤは。
You're right, you're called as always, Emiya. She laughs as if something is really funny. Mitsuzuri Ayako. She was my classmate in first year, and she's now the captain of the archery club. She's very insightful, and everyone expected her to become captain since the first year. Well, in other words, her mental age is older than her real age, so she's been the older sister type everyone counts on since she was a first year. Though she gets mad when people say that. According to her, she's not that old. I disagree.
あ？今あんた、よからぬ感想を漏らさなかったかもし。
Huh? Were you just thinking badly of me?
そんなものは漏らさない。あくまで客観的な事実を連想しただけだ。それで気を悪くするのは三綴りの勝手だが。
I wouldn't dream of it. I was just thinking objectively about the truth. Though, it's up to you if you want to feel angry about it.
お、言うじゃん。いいね。正直に答えるくせに何をどう考えてたかは口にしないんだもの。
Oh, you don't say. That's good. You answered honestly, but you never revealed what you were thinking about.
エミヤ、シンジと違って隙がないな。
You don't let your guard down like Shinji does.
シンジ？なんでそこにシンジが出てくるんだ？
Shinji, what does he have to do with this?
なんでも何も、あんたとシンジって友人じゃない。
Because you guys are friends. Well, not anymore.
シンジの男友達ってあんただけでしょ？それにお忘れでしょうが、私これでも弓道部の主将なの。うちの問題児と辞めちまった問題児をくっつけるのは自然な流れだと思わない？
You're the only male friend he has, right? And you might have forgotten, but I'm the captain of the archery club. Don't you think it's only natural for me to connect the current problem student and the problem student that quit?
まあ確かに自然だ。弓道部ってのは関係ないけど、俺とあいつは腐れ縁だからな。
Yeah, that's certainly natural. The archery club has nothing to do with it, but I certainly do have an unsavory and inseparable relationship with him. Inseparable, just not in a particularly good way, I would say.
弓道部の話になると急に冷たくなるでしょ。
Oh, that makes me mad. You get so cold when talking about the archery club. Yeah, what's wrong with you, Shiro? Why don't you like the archery club?
自分はさっさと退場しちゃうんだから。後に残された私とかさくらの気持ちとか少しは考えてくれてもいいんじゃない？
You got it nice. You left Shinji behind and just quit. Couldn't you think about those who were left, like me and Sakura?
シンジのやつ、またなんかやったのか？
Did Shinji do something again? Probably.
あいつが何もやらない日なんてないけど。
A day doesn't pass when he doesn't do something.
まあ、それにしても昨日のはちょっとやりすぎか。
But still, yesterday was a bit too much.
1年の男子が1人辞めたぐらいだから。
He even made a guy from first year quit. Mitsuzuri sighs seriously. It's rare for her to make a face like this, but even more than that, I can't ignore what she just said.
なんだよそれ。部員が辞めたってなんで？
What's that? A student quit. Why?
シンジのやつが八つ当たりしたのよ。わざわざ女子を集めてね、夢を持ったばかりの子にシャをさせて的中するまで笑い物にしたとか。
Shinji took his anger out on him. He got loads of female students around and made the kid, who has barely started handling bows, shoot. He laughed at him until he hit the target.
はあ？お前、そんな馬鹿げたことを見過ごしてたってのか？
Huh? And you let that happen?
見過ごすか？けどさ、首相ってのはいろいろと忙しいんだ。いつも道場にいるわけじゃないってエミヤだって知ってるでしょ？
Of course I didn't. But a captain's busy, you know. I can't always be in the dojo. You know that.
それはそうだが。にしても、何考
You
えて
should
んだ
punch him
シンジ
again.
のやつ。必要以上に厳しく教えることはあっても、素人を見せ物にするようなやつじゃないだろう。
That's true, but what the hell was Shinji thinking? He does teach very harshly, but he's not the type to make fun of people like that. I would not... I wouldn't put that past him, Shiro. I'm pretty sure he is. I'm surprised. You really are like that. What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, really.
今お前、よか 感想を漏らさなかったか？
What do you mean by that? Were you just thinking badly of me? Maybe.
あら、私は客観的な事実を
Oh
連
god.
想しただけさ。
She's awesome.
それで気を悪くするのはエミヤの勝手だね。
Oh, I was just thinking objectively about the truth. So that's up to you if you want to feel angry about it.
ついさっき聞いたような返答をしやがって。
Stop copying me.
いいよ。それよりシンジはどうしたんだよ。なんだってそんな真似をしたんだ。
Fine, but what about Shinji? Why did he act like that?
聞いた話じゃ、遠坂にこっぴどく振られたとかなんとか。
From what I heard, it was something like getting turned down harshly by Tosaka.
遠坂ってあの遠坂か。
Huh? You mean that Tosaka? Yeah, what other Tosaka? There's no other Tosakas. Yes, thank you. Oh my god. There's no other Tosakas at our school.
2年 A 組の優等生、ミスパーフェクトこと遠坂凛。
I'm talking about the honor student in Class 2A, Miss Perfect Tosaka Rin.
いや、そんなあだ名は初めて聞いたけど。
I don't think I've heard that nickname before. It is pretty fitting, though. It's the first time I've heard the nickname, but I would probably agree with it. Yeah. With Tosaka involved, I can understand even Shinji getting turned down, and most of all. If it was Tosaka, I can see her refusing him mercilessly.
ともかく、シンジのやつは昨日からずっとその調子よ。
Anyways, Shinji's been like this since yesterday.
おかげで私もこんな時間まで道場で目を光らせてたってわけ。
That's why I've had to keep an eye on the dojo until now today.
シンジのやつ、変にこらえが効かない時があるからな。
Shinji has a nasty temper.
大変だろうけど頑張ってくれ。
I know it's hard, but keep up the hard work, Mitsuzuri.
はいはい。けどね、シンジって懲りないでしょ。また遠坂に声をかけて振られた日には、今度こそ遠坂本人に何かしそうでさ。
Okay, but Shinji never knows when to stop, you know? I feel like he'll do something really bad if he asks her out again and gets turned down again.
いや、いくら信じても振られた相手には近寄らないだろう。あいつそのあたりはちゃんとしてるぞ。
No, even Shinji wouldn't approach someone who turned him down. He's pretty good about that kind of thing. You know, Shiro seems to think kind of highly of Shinji, even after everything we've heard about him.
うちの道場よく見学に来るのよ。エミヤは辞めちゃったから知らないだろうけどね。
But he can't help it if the person who turned him down comes near him. I don't know why, but Tosaka comes and visits the dojo pretty often. You quit, so you wouldn't know. That's the first I've heard of it. Tosaka Rin doesn't do any club activities for personal reasons. I thought she went straight home since she even turned down the recommendation to join the student council.
ま、たまにはそれもいいか。あいつもお高く止まってるし、一度ぐらいは痛い目に遭うのもいいかもね。
Well, that sort of thing is good every now and then.
ご愁傷様っていうか。
He has a haughty attitude, so it might be good for him to have a hard time for once. Mitsuzuri says some dangerous things. Come to think of it, I heard that Tosaka has many enemies. Could Mitsuzuri be one of them?
おい、三つ釣り。いくらなんでもそれは。
Hey, Mitsuzuri, that's going to...
あ、そろそろ時間だ。じゃあね、エミヤ。今度私の弓の調子見に来てよ。
Oh, it's almost time. Bye, Emiya. Come and see my archery skills sometime. Mitsuzuri hurries off.
相変わらずだな、あいつ。
She's just like always. But I like that part of her. Feeling calmer now, I head for the classroom. It's lunchtime. Our school has a splendid cafeteria and most students eat there. Except for me. But there are some old-fashioned students who bring their own lunches. Two of them happen to be me and the student council president in front of me.
エミヤ、その唐揚げを一つくれないか。俺の弁当には圧倒的に肉分が不足している。
Emiya, could you give me some of that fried chicken? My lunch is desperately lacking in meat.
いいけど、なんだってお前の弁当ってそう質素なんだ、一世。 いくら寺だからって酒も肉も取らないなんて教えがあるわけでもないだろう。
Sure, but why is your lunch so plain? You live in a temple, but there aren't any teachings prohibiting meat or alcohol, right?
何を時代錯誤なことを。これは単に親父殿の趣味だ。
Such an anachronism. It's just my father's way.
小坊主に食わす贅沢はない。悔しいのなら己で何とかせよなどという。いっそ今からでも天祖になるか。俺も考えどころだ。
He says there's no luxurious foods for a young priest, and that I should have to work for what I want. I'm thinking of running away and joining the circus.
あのじいさんなら確かに。
Oh yeah, that sounds like that guy. Issei's father is the priest of Ryudo Temple, and a bold guy who's old friends with the old man at Fujine's place. You can't expect a normal personality when he's friends with a guy like that.
それはそれは。じゃあいつか恩返しを期待して一つ。
That's great. Well then, I'll give you one in the hope of repayment someday. I hand him my lunchbox.
いやいや、ありがたく。これも托発の修行なり。
Thank you. This too is part of my religious training. Issei bows deeply. How can I put this? I never know what to say when things like this remind me that he's the son of a priest.
あ、そういえばエミヤ、朝方2丁目の方で騒ぎがあったのを知っているか。ちょうどエミヤと別れるあたりの交差点だが。
Oh, by the way, Emiya, did you know there was something going on around the 2nd Avenue? It's right around the intersection where we part. Where we part. Excuse me.
交差点？
Intersection? The intersection this morning. He must mean that clamor with all the police cars.
なんでもな、殺人があったそうだ。詳細は知らないが、一家4人中助かったのは子供だけらしい。両親と姉は刺殺されたというが、その凶器が包丁やナイフではなく、長物だというのが普通じゃない。
I heard there was a murder. I don't know the details, but of the family of 4, only the child survived. They say that the older sister and the parents were stabbed to death. But what's strange is that they think the weapon was a long one, not like a knife or something. A long weapon? He must mean something like a sword. It was a murder, so that must mean the sister and the parents were killed. Isn't that just what he said? I picture it. Someone barging in during the night. Unjust violence. A one-sided pillage like an accident. Slashed parents. The sister killed without even knowing what's going on. To the side, a child covered in their blood.
いっせ、それ犯人は捕まったのか？
Issei, have they caught the murderer?
捕まってはいないようだな。信徒の方では欠陥工事による事故。こちらでは辻切りめいた殺人事件だ。学校の門限が早まるのも当然。
It doesn't seem
どうし
like
たエ
it.
ミヤ。喉に飯でも詰まったか？
Accidents from faulty construction in Shinto and murder here. It's no wonder they're making the curfew here at school. What's wrong, Emiya? Did you choke on something?
別に。何もないけど、なんだよ、いきなり。
Nothing. What's wrong?
いや、エミヤが厳しい顔をしていたのでな。少し驚いた。すまん。食事時の話ではなかったな。
No, I was just surprised since you had a nasty expression. Sorry, this wasn't something I should have talked about during lunch. Issei tries to soften the air apologetically. I was fine with the topic, but was I really making such a nasty face? And then there's a quiet knock at the door. Oh, look who it is. Excuse me. Is Ryudo here?
ああ、はい。何ですか、先生。
Huh? Oh, what is it, Sensei? Issei addressed as Kazuki, the one who just entered. It must be a simple talk about the student council, as Issei seems pretty relaxed. Wow. That's not something you see every day. Despite his appearance, Issei is very shy. The guy who draws the line against his classmates and even his teachers is letting his guard down with Kazuki.
真面目なとこで気が合うのかも。
Yeah, probably. Maybe they'd get along because they're both so serious. Kazuki Soichiro, the teacher in charge of Class 2A, is serious and stubborn. Probably that aspect helps him get along with Issei, who prizes order and discipline. The two continue to talk. All the while, I can't get the story of the murder out of my head. Classes end and it's time to go home. I cannot go anywhere as I have work today. I should leave school and go straight to the neighboring town, but... I'm worried about the conversation I had this morning, so I've made my way to the archery club before I knew it.
もう何やってんだ俺。
Jeez, what am I doing? Something stupid. According to Mitsuzuri, Tosaka Rin comes here often. Well, I really don't care about that, but I know that Shinji getting angry at her is going to be a problem.
シンジのやつ、カッとなると止まらないからな。
Shinji just doesn't stop when he gets angry. It's bad if Shinji gets violent just because she turned him down. I don't know why it's bad, it's just bad. It makes me feel bad just thinking about it, so I have to stop it from happening.
なんだ、遠坂いないじゃないか。
Oh, Tosaka's not here. Tosaka isn't around. Mitsuzuri's worries were needless.
へえ、誰がいないって？
Oh? Who's not here? Oh god. I spin around.
だから。
Oh. I thought it was Shinji. So, who's not here? And there's Issei, whom I just left behind.
お前か一世。あんまり驚かすなよ。
Oh, it's you, Issei. Don't scare me like that.
いや、エミヤが挙動不審げに道場を眺めていたからつい。
Well, you were looking at the dojo suspiciously.
で、誰がいないって？
So, who's not there?
誰って遠坂だよ。なんでも昨日シンジと一悶着あったらしいんだ。
Tosaka.
それで一応様子を見に来ただけだ。
I heard that she had an argument with Shinji yesterday, so I came to see how things were.
ほうほう、挙動不審だな。聞かれてもいないのに理由まで話すなど。
Oh well,
俺は
that
誰
is
がいない
suspicious.
かと聞いただけなのだ。
You gave your reasons without being asked. I only asked who wasn't here.
なんだよ、別にいいだろ。俺が何
You
しよう
got
が
caught, motherfucker. What? What I do shouldn't concern you.
それはしかり。だが無駄だぞエミヤ。遠坂はここにはいない。なぜなら、あいつは今日ずる休みだ。
Yes, that's right. But it's useless, Emiya. Tosaka won't be here. That's because she intentionally skipped school today.
何？
What? Skipped school? So she was absent today?
そうか、欠席か。待て一世。なんで遠坂がずる休みなんだよ。あいつがそんなのするわけないだろ。
I see. She's absent. Wait, Issei, how can you say she skipped school? I don't think she'd do such a thing.
するとも、あいつが風邪などひくものか。俺が見たところあいつは悪いやつだ。外見に騙されるとパクッと食われるぞエミヤ。
Of course she will. She won't catch a cold. As I see it, she's evil. You'll be eaten if you let her looks deceive you, Emiya. That's right, Emiya. She's nothing but a succubus. Somehow, Issei's words annoy me. It's true that I don't know her, but I can't imagine that she's a bad person.
言い過ぎだぞ一世。遠坂はそんなやつじゃないだろ。
You're going too far, Issei. Tosaka can't be like that.
なんだ、エミヤも遠坂狙いなのか。ああ、それはすまない。今のは流してくれ。
What? You're after Tosaka too? Oh, I'm sorry. Please ignore what I just said. After Tosaka? Who said anything like that?
勝手に決めつけるな。俺はただシンジが揉め事を起こしたら大変だから。
Don't jump to conclusions. I just thought it'd be bad if Shinji got in trouble again.
シンジが遠坂に殴りかかろうとしたら止めるためか。またそんな役回りをするな。別に俺は気にしないが、割と趣味が悪いのだな、エミヤ。
So you were planning to stop Shinji if he attacked Tosaka, huh? You're playing an unrewarded role again. I don't really care, but you have bad taste, Emiya.
してないから損じゃない。けど伊勢、お前今変なこと言わなかった？
It's not unrewarded since I haven't done it, but Issei, didn't you say something strange?
ん？遠坂狙いは趣味が悪いってことかい？
Huh? You mean that going after Tosaka is in bad taste?
そう。遠坂は人気あるじゃないか。俺もあいつの悪い噂は聞かないぞ。
Yeah, Tosaka is really popular. I haven't heard any bad rumors about her. But she's the devil.
聞かないね。それがまた気に食わない。
Yes, none. And that's exactly what I don't like about her. Issei looks away, snorting.
気に食わないってどの辺がだよ。
What don't you like about it?
だから全部だよ。あれは女狐だ。女性だ。妖怪だ。とにかく生理的に気に食わない。悪いことは言わないから、エミヤも気に入らないようにしろ。
Everything. The woman is a fox, a schoolgirl, a monster. I just don't like her physiologically. I won't say anything bad, but you should try to hate her too.
いいっせ。人の陰口は良くないってお前の口癖じゃなかったか。
Issei, don't you always say we shouldn't talk badly of people behind their backs?
たわけ。これが陰口に入るか。俺は聞こえるように喋っている。
Idiot. This doesn't count as talking behind their back. I'm speaking so that she can hear it. No wonder I feel someone's eyes from the archery dojo. Thank God. I'm so glad Tosaka is absent today.
頼む伊勢。我が早速陰口にしてくれ。
Please, Issei, please restrict yourself from talking behind people's backs.
エミヤがそういうのなら了解した。
Alright, if you say so.
が、とりわけ中傷していたわけではないぞ。単に竜道一世が遠坂凛を警戒していると言っただけだ。
But I wasn't insulting her at
あくま
all.
で個人の趣味嗜好の範囲だろう。
I was only saying that I'm on guard against her. That should be within my rights.
その割には妖怪だとか女狐だとか言ってたけど。
But you were saying things like monster and fox. And I think the term schoolgirl is discrimination.
何？褒め言葉だ。女狐にも妖怪にもいいものはいる。
No, that was just praise. There are good foxes and monsters too.
あくまで遠坂を表現する値として採用しただけである。
I only applied the terms to describe Tosaka.
かつ。
Katsu. Issei laughs.
それではな。俺は生徒会室に戻るが、エミヤはバイトだろう。こんなところで道草を食っている暇はなかろう。
Well, I'll be going. I'm going back to the student council room. But you're going to work, right? You shouldn't have time to play around like this. He must feel refreshed now that he said everything he wanted, as he leaves calmly. I've known him for 2 years, but I still don't understand his personality. "20 minutes after taking the bus from my school, I arrive at the neighboring town of Shinto across the bridge.
なんだ。まだ5時前か。
Oh,
少し時
it's
間があ
not
る
5 o'clock yet. I guess I still have some time. Miyama City is a residential district, so it's hard to find part-time jobs there, but the developing Shinto has many available. The school rules allow for part-time jobs, so I work a few easy ones. Within them, I prefer hard physical labor that ends as quickly as possible. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as it builds my body while I get paid for it. Today's job is a simple loading job from 5 to 8 o'clock. Even though it's only 3 hours, there's 6 hours worth of work to do. They make you run around without a minute's rest. So I should rest when I can, even if it's just for 10 minutes. It's a waste of energy walking around until my job, so I guess I'll rest in the park. This park, among the buildings, is like a big field. A park should be filled with people like families and lovers on weekends, but it's empty here now. No, this place is always desolate.
相変わらずだな、ここは。
This place is the same as always. I'm a bit sad. The utterly neglected ground looks awful compared to the neatly organized surroundings. The desolate area makes the wind feel cold. This is the remains of the conflagration 10 years ago. And this is the place where I was saved from burning to death.
なんで芝生とか植えないんだろう。いつまでもこのままってのはもったいない。
I wonder why they don't plant grass here. It's a waste to keep it like this. It's a large area, so if they retiled it, the park would get bigger. Thinking absent-mindedly, I sit down on a bench. I stare at the burned land to pass the time. I don't remember what happened here back then. I probably don't remember because I was a kid, and it wouldn't have been an easy scene to memorize. All I can remember is that it was hot and I couldn't breathe, and that people died trying to save others.
どうしてそうなのかな。
I wonder why. For example, an adult that tried to save a child from a burning house. He saved the child, but died in its place. For example, there were people who had their throats burned, but they gave what little water they had to one guy, and the others died. For example, there was someone who ran alone to get away from the fire as fast as possible, and everyone that he passed on the way died. And for example, people who died because they gave away something that was saving them, only to save others they didn't even know. Ellipsis. I didn't like things like that. It makes me mad that those who tried hard were sacrificed. Am I greedy to want an ending where everybody is safe and happy? All I wanted was to see people relax peacefully, so why couldn't I manage such a simple thing?
それは難しい。シロの言っていることは誰も彼も救うということだから。
That's difficult. What you want is to save everyone. Kiritsugu answered the question I asked as a child. Kiritsugu answered so to the question I asked as a child. Of course, as a child, I denied it. Because Kiritsugu saved me, I knew he was a sorcerer who could do anything. I knew he was a superhero who couldn't ignore people in need, who saved them for no benefit. So, I believed Kiritsugu could have saved everyone back then. When I told him that, he made a troubled expression and said something that I remember to this day.
シロ、誰かを救うということは誰かを助けないということなんだ。いいかい。正義の味方に助けられるのはね。
Shiro.
正義の味方に
Saving one person
助けた者だけが
means not saving another.
当たり前のことだけど、
Look,
これが正義の味方の定義なん
a
だ。
superhero can only save the people he has saved. It's obvious, but that is the definition of a superhero. I understand that. It's obvious now that he said it. Let's say there's a robber and some hostages, and the robber intends to kill the hostages. With normal methods, most of the hostages would be killed. Even if you use a miraculous method to save all the hostages, there will still be one person who isn't saved. That, of course, is the robber whose hostages were rescued. The people a superhero saves are only those he decides to save. That's why even God cannot save everyone.
それが天才ならなおさらだ。誰であろうと全てを助けるなんてできなかった。
All the more so if it's a natural disaster. No one could have saved everyone. The fire 10 years ago was like that. It's not something I, who was miraculously saved from it, can talk about now.
けど嫌だ。
But I don't want that. I don't want such a thing. I don't want help that has a limited capacity. You have to help, no matter how impossible it is. I can't stand to have strangers dying around me like back then. So, if I had been there 10 years ago, even if it was impossible, I would have gone into the fire and
そのまま無駄死にしてたの
I would certainly have died in vain. That's for certain. Jeez, I'm hopeless.
しまった。ぼんやりしてたら5時になっちまった。
Yeah, it's already 5 o'clock. The 5 o'clock bell rings. I stand up and quickly make my way to work. When my job's done, the sun is already set. It's a bit before 8. I finished 10 minutes early because I worked too hard. It seems I worked frantically since I went to that place before work. Here in front of the station, the night's just getting started. There are lots of people and a constant flow of cars on the road. The buildings are still lit up, and just looking at them makes me feel like I'm watching a grand festival of illumination.
藤姉にお土産はいいか。
I guess I don't have to buy anything for Fujine. I walk while looking up at the lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see the top clearly. I just gaze up at the building, just enjoying the night's scenery. What? When I think I see something out of place. What was that? I stop and stare at the rooftop. I focus my eyes, looking at this thing as small as a grain of rice. Tosaka. What the? It looks like someone I know. Why is she there? What would she be doing there? With the long hair fluttering and doing nothing, she looks down at the town. With her long hair fluttering. It doesn't seem like she notices me down here. No, there's no way she could see me. She's so high up that I, with better eyesight than most, can barely see her by improving my vision with magical energy. I can recognize her since she's standing there alone, but there's no way she would notice me down here among all these people. She's just looking down at the town. Maybe she's looking for something, as I can feel her sharp stare even down here. Ellipsis. I forget about time and keep looking up at the girl standing in the sky. She's on top of a tall tower. She's like a witch looking down at the earth with the moon behind her. Oh. And then, she must be done with whatever she was doing, and as she disappears. Her figure has disappeared, and the scene returns to the beautiful view of the night.
今の遠坂だったのかな。
That was Tosaka, right? I have no proof, but I think I'm right. There aren't many girls with looks that stand out that much, and more than that, I'm not stupid enough to mistake a girl I secretly admire. Uh-oh.
そうか。
I see.
にしても
But still. Well, it's... Tosaka sure has strange hobbies. You're no one to talk, Shiro. Unlike Shinto, there's no one in Miyama City. After 8 o'clock, there are no people around, and the town is terribly quiet. At the junction is the house I saw this morning. There's no sign of people, and the door has a "Do Not Enter" sign. After only one day, the house is as quiet as an abandoned building. Parents and older sister killed by the burglar. What kind of life remains for the child left behind? I bite my lip, feeling powerless. Even after swearing to become like Kiritsugu, I can't do anything about something that happened so close by. Even though I want to help someone, in the end, I don't even know what I can do. I climb the hill and reach the Emiya house. The lights are still on, so Sakura or Fujine must still be there.